Hi everyone, I'm Sam. Let's play some daily games. Today is April 15th, 2026. It is Wednesday, and we're going to start with Wordle number 1761. Let's choose a starting letter. Okay, alright, We did just a couple of days ago. Oh, that rhymes. And I think I went with oaken or something like that. But here's another interesting word I could select. It's not loading. It usually it's weird. Not typically. I'm going to refresh this. I don't see the other letters showing. They usually just load when I scroll up to the eye. And there we go. Okay, they're showing up. Okay, other O words. Optical. Yes, optic orbit. We'll go. We did orbit the other day because of a second. Okay, what about Owen? That's it. Okay, N and G. So what's going to be the answer? Okay, can't be known because there's no O. Can't be genie. There's no I. Maybe something blank blank NGY. It's like NGE, NGY, perhaps? Lunge. Mangy. That's right. It's not that. Still can't place the N to G. Okay. I mean, G. Well, I suppose it's either GN like that, or maybe G. N here. G. Like green. Green technically could be it. I don't think it's green, but it's not green. But I've pretty much, I think, figured out where the G has to be. Hold on. So E is not in third or fourth. So it could be here or here, right? So it could be something like G blank N. So I'm thinking begun. Oh, whew! Nice, begun. Okay, great. I worked out where the letters are all gonna be. Okay, fab. A 4. I think that's all right. I think that's okay. Considering that I really tried to nail that N and G. It was all over the place, but I got it in the end. Okay, let's check Cackle here. I think it's this one. Okay, today is begun, and I started with owing. It's not bad. I mean, N and G, it's pretty good, right? 24 probable answers. Okay, so that's pretty good. I could have had angel, anger, angle, angry, angst, etc. Okay, so then I did mangy. Okay. 2 probable answers left. Okay, there's only 2. It was either begun or green. Oh, I didn't even realize there was only 2. Okay. So I just lost it to 50-50 then. I'm pretty sure green has been looking for, right? Okay, let's check. Green? That was 2023. Okay, so they could technically reuse that. So I'm not really that far off. But begun is a brand new word. Okay. What's the other one that I tried? Mangy. I think mangy might also be done before. Let's check. No. So mango has been done before, but mangy. Mango and manga both done before. Mangy not yet, so they could do it. Even mange not yet. So mange and mangy still available, still open. All right, that interesting one. So started with 2 words that have been done before. Green has been done before. Begun brand new. And I was down to a not exactly a true 50-50 because if I had seen both and I had known which one hadn't been done before, I'd have obviously gone for that one. But I wouldn't have known anyway. So in a way, it's kind of a 50-50. Yeah, because I didn't have information of what had been done before and hadn't. Okay, let's move on to connections. It's a decent 4, I think. A fair 4, not like super great, but not bad by any means. It was okay. All right, today's connections. We're playing number 1039, and our 16 words are tassel, frown, gown, hassle. Okay, kind of repetitive. Flip, grind, castle, facile. Is that how to say? Trial, cap, trite, horse, shallow. What's that? Miter, chore, and diploma. I don't know what that is. Miter. I'm not too sure about that. What is that? Could be one letter and it can be respelled as meter. I suppose. And I don't know what that. Okay. Or maybe it means something else. Okay. Leave that for now. Tassel and gown certainly makes me think of graduation. So you got tassel, gown, cap, diploma, all things to do with also should with your graduation, maybe. Okay, hold on for a second there. Okay. Horse. Horse. Workhorse. Jury court. So a hassle, a chore, maybe a trial, and perhaps a grind. Maybe they could all be nouns, be something difficult. Perhaps. Okay. Now I'll try the graduation one first. See if that's right. Okay, graduation gear. So trial, grind, hassle, and chore, perhaps difficult things. That's right. Okay. Tedious undertaking. Right? That's a good way to say it. Yes. I'm thinking of the Lady Gaga song, Bradley Cooper. Shallow or something. Whatever they were singing about. Okay. It's the movie Shallow Hal? Miter, I guess, or meter. Starts with mite, which is a bug. Uh, flip phone, flip 7 card game, but it's not. Oof. Shallow and trite. They mean the same thing, right? Maybe facile also means that. I know there's like a word like flippant. Maybe flip also means that, like, to mean the same thing. It could be the blue, perhaps. Right? It is oversimplistic. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, I'll have to check that because I don't really know all of what that means. But I'm glad I saw the pattern. Okay, now we've got crown, mitre, castle, and horse. So something comes before this mitre. There must be some kind of a common. So there's got to be something common here that I'm missing. What horse? Sand castle. Sand horse. Queen. King. Mitre. King. Can't just be like associated with something. I don't think, because that's usually not the purple, right? So is it still a phrase of some kind? Oh wait, no. It's about, I'm about to say it looks like chess pieces, but no, that can't. I don't think so. Castle and horse may work, but brown isn't it? I don't think so. I don't think. I don't. But I don't know what a mitre is. Okay. Sandcastle. Let's see. Horseshoe. I have no idea. Termite. I don't know what this is, but let's just end my suffering here because I don't know what it is. Oh, shapes of chess. It was the chess pieces. There's a wait. Hold on a minute now. There's a crown in the chess piece. Which one's that? Okay, hold on. Crown. Chess piece. 1 second here. Oh, wait a minute. I mean, I guess because there's a crown on the queen. I guess so. But what's a mitre then? Is it like bishop? Oh, is that what that is? Okay. We'll get to this word in a second because I had that open. Okay, so how do I say this? The one that's okay. Well, liturgical headdress worn by bishops and abbots. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce this.
Mitre.
Mitre. Oh, okay, so it really is mitre. Okay, so it's not meter, I don't think.
Mitering.
So there's mitering, miterer, mitre. I see. Okay, so that's the headdress worn by bishop and abbot. So it was the chess connection. I thought I was wrong about that. I guess I should have stuck with it. But I won't give myself a point because I didn't actually lock that in. I just gave up. So that was actually right. I was on that path. I guess I mean I did for a second think crown in chess, but I was like also like, but the whole piece is not the crown. There is a crown on top of the piece, but would I say the whole thing is a crown? I don't think so. Yeah, so that's why I didn't want to put that here, but I guess fair enough. Okay, but the miter one, if I had known what a miter was, I would have definitely stuck with chess. But I just wasn't sure. I thought with cast on a horse, maybe it is a phrase. Maybe it's something that comes before miter. That's why my brain went there, like some kind of another part of a word that goes together, but I just couldn't see it. So, or like a rearranging of words or something like that, like rearranging of letters. So that's what I was thinking, but yeah. But the interesting thing is that I got a regular rainbow today, which is quite nice. I mean, I don't tend to get reverses anyway, but to get a regular, just a normal rainbow of like yellow, green, blue, purple, it's fascinating. But yeah, certainly matches the difficulty that I experienced. Yellow being, of course, super easy. Cap, diploma, gown, castle, tassel. So the cap, of course, the graduation cap, the little square, like what do you call it? The mortarboard that you have on your head, and then the tassel is that little dangly bit of like fabric or what do you call that, yarn, something like that dangles from the cap, the corner. Diploma, of course, you gotta hold that. And that's your like your certification, right? That you've graduated. And then the gown, of course, the rope you wear. Today's undertaking, a chore, a hassle, trial, a grind. They're all just really hard stuff. Hard task. Okay, so oversimplistic. So okay, let me just go with trite first. I'm gonna go one by one. Okay, so hackneyed or born from much use, not fresh or original. Okay, hackneyed. So like just overused, overdone. Okay, lacking in freshness or originality. Okay, but is that the same as oversimplistic then? Okay, let's check. I'm not too sure about that. It's just overlooking important details or nuances in favor of simplicity. Too simplistic or basic. Okay, so it can also mean basic. So I guess lacking in originality, basic, right? Right. Okay, that's what they're saying. Shallow. Okay, I can also see that. Not very original. It's just very surface level stuff. Okay. Flip. I'm thinking that's related to like flippant because I've heard of that. Right. You say that's flippant. Right. Okay. Adjective. Yeah. This one. Is that flippant? Is that how it is, isn't it? Flippant. Flippant. So lacking proper respect or seriousness. So again, I don't know if that necessarily relates to oversimplistic, but okay, if they what about this one? Not restrained, not in good taste or whatever. I don't know. Again, oversimplistic. I don't know if that's how I would think of it that way, but maybe my lack of vocabulary here is showing a little bit. So I'm not too sure that all works together. Okay, but okay. And then this last one, I think it's facile. Is that how you say it? Facile. Okay, so shallow, simplistic. Okay, so yeah, that one I can see. So facile and shallow, I can see that. Maybe even trite. I guess the flip one is a little bit. That one feels almost like not exactly the same, but maybe that does sort of. It's sort of in the same veins of it. It's the same thing. And of course, we've got the castle, which I'm assuming is like the king queen. No, sorry, the crown is the king queen. Castle is the rook. Horse is of course the knight, the little horse, and then mitre is the bishop that goes diagonal. I think yeah. I don't really play chess all that much, but I know that much, just a little bit here. Okay, I'm guessing. I mean, perhaps the ones who play chess a lot might see this purple one first, if they know what mitre is, or they could just see the pattern and just realize what all that is, maybe. But yeah, I just wanted to go one by one and get rid of all the easier choices because I wasn't sure about that last one, whether it was a phrase or something like that. So I went with that. But yeah, there we go. So all right, a regular rainbow. All right, good and good. All right, okay. So let us move on to today's bonus game. It's called AITA Guesser or Am I the Asshole Guesser? Can you guess if the Redditor is the asshole? Guess the Reddit for popular Reddit Am I the Asshole Reddit posts. Okay, so let's go to the daily challenge. Let's do some quick play. I don't know what that is, but let's do the daily challenge first. And this time I'll do the quick play, whatever that is. Okay, so I guess some context if for those of you who aren't really familiar, but I think a lot of us already are. I mean, Reddit, of course, a forum. You've got lots of posts here, people sharing their experiences, asking advice, or just sharing their stories, whatever. So AIT, Am I the Ask? People often sort of ask, like, okay, so this thing happened to me. Like, do you all think that I'm the asshole for doing these things? And that's where the kind of like the phrase kind of popular AIT. I think that's it. All started from Reddit, and then it's now moved to like YouTube, where people are sharing their stories of that or reading these stories on YouTube, etc. Okay, so let's see here. There are 3 posts. I'm gonna so again each one. So okay, am I the asshole for wanting my wife to eat my vegetarian cooking? Okay, in the title doesn't sound that bad because you just want your wife to eat something that you've cooked. I don't see why that would be bad, but let's keep going. I haven't read the whole post to say. So a couple of months ago, I decided to become vegetarian, but my wife still eats meat, and that's fine to me. Okay, I do most of the cooking, and so I always cook vegetarian meals. Makes sense. My wife likes the vegetarian food, but wants me to cook some non-vegetarian food for her as well sometimes. For example, when I cook meat-free sausages, she wants me to cook normal sausages for her as well. This will be fine, but I already don't like cooking. This just makes it more complicated and time-consuming. Okay. Also, if she wants meat, she could just eat it when I'm not cooking or do more cooking herself. Am I the asshole for wanting her to eat my vegetarian food? Edit, not trying to start any vegetarian veganism debate. Don't care if anyone else eats meat or not. I just choose not to for environmental reasons. Okay, so fair. I mean, like, this person is not getting into the debate. They're just saying that they don't like to cook all that much and to cook extra because it's already be making like 2 types of meals instead because obviously she does like the food that the spouse is making, but it's just like she doesn't always want to eat vegetarian, but she also wants that. But I agree in that if she wants more meat, she can just But I also feel like as a spouse, like I mean, if I'm like I mean, it's complicated, but I don't think that. I still feel there's a little bit of nuance here and there, but I think overall is not the asshole because I still agree that she could just cook more, or she could just buy some food. She doesn't want to cook either because I don't like cooking either. And if my spouse only likes cooking for themselves, even though it does, I mean, it does feel a little bit selfish, but I do understand that because of the nature of vegetarian meat, like that person obviously doesn't want to do twice the amount of cooking. Like they're happy to share or cook more of the portion of whatever they're already doing because they know that the vegetarian stuff, it might not be as easy to get outside or might not be as tasty or just, saves money or environmentally friendly to just do it themselves. So I totally get that. And, but yeah, I mean, I don't, I'm gonna say people are gonna mostly side with not the asshole. So that's my verdict. What? Pretty much you're the asshole. Really? Okay, well, hold on a second here. I'm just gonna, I mean, we don't have to get into it, but I just want to see why people, because that's just what my thinking is. Maybe they're seeing something else that, you know, what is that? Uh-huh. Okay, so there's a lot to it. I'm just skimming because it's a lot. Da, 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 da. What? Opie does expect the wife to accommodate for his diet. Does it say that? I mean, expect the wife to accommodate. Okay. Right. But looking back at the post, the second line he does say that I do most of the cooking, and so I always cook vegetarian meals. Okay. I mean, again, we don't know their like life story here, but if it has always been the trend that he does most of the cooking anyway, I mean, like, or like that's what they agreed upon. Maybe she does other chores, or for other reasons she doesn't have time to cook as well. In that case, then I wouldn't say that's the reason I feel like asshole is too harsh for wood. I just feel like sometimes that book and they need to compromise. Okay, so I still think not really the asshole, but could be better. Could be better, right? Again, not gonna diagnose a relationship. So let's move on. Apparently, I disagree with this with the whole of Reddit, I mean, majority of Reddit. Okay, next one. Am I the asshole for going to a strip club? I kind of feel in general I want to say yes, but again, I'll read to the end to see if it's really yes. I'm gonna stick with it. My friend had a bachelor's party in Sin City, and I asked my wife if she had any concerns. Oh my god. She said as long as I didn't have sex with anyone, she was fine. We ended up going to a strip club and I had a lap dance from a stripper. Turns out she wasn't happy about it. I told her if she had let me know how she actually felt, things could have gone differently. In any case, I can't turn back time and I'm in the business of lying about what we did. Oh, okay. I mean, I just feel a bit icky in general. Like, I mean, yes, that is what she said, but I'm not sure that if she had known you were going to strip club, even though obviously there no sex happened, then she would be fine with it. I don't. I just think that again, I feel like a lot of times these couples are just not being very communicative. I don't know. Maybe there's a reason for that. Um, I'm not gonna think too deeply or analyze it too much, but I'm just gonna go on a limb and still say you're the asshole. Correct. Okay, I was right. Okay, let's move on. Last one. Okay. What WIBTA, would I be the asshole if I tell an acquaintance, game is spelled, we aren't going somewhere anymore after she invited herself? Okay, technically I would say the title wise I would say yes. No, no, no. No, not the asshole. So yeah, I was gonna say the friend is the asshole. Okay, but let's read the whole thing. This weekend, some of my friends and I are going to a pumpkin patch. Oh, that's cute. One of those friends mentioned it to someone when they asked what they were doing this weekend, and one of our loose acquaintances overheard. She now thinks she's going when no one invited her, and out of the blue, she asked to invite another friend of hers. That's how we found out she thought she was going. We do like her, but also this is one thing with all of our close friends, and she doesn't understand social normatives as she was raised in a cult. Oh my god. Okay, that was just out of like nowhere. We don't want to hurt her feelings by telling her she's not invited, but we also don't really have room to bring her with. Will we be the assholes if we just tell her we aren't going anymore? Okay, that's kind of complicated. Oh, can we just reread this? Okay, da da da. Yes, this weekend. Wait. Oh, hmm. I see. Just this is tough because I definitely am one of those people who I don't like people just inviting themselves onto things, but I also feel like I feel for her because she being raised in a cult, she might not really get these social norms of like, you gotta ask people and that kind of thing. Like if like we can't really fault her for that, but also I feel like to be realistic because I don't want her to like because I feel like if we just these people let her just go and pretend that she was invited, she would sort of take that as the norm and then expect that every time you guys just mention something you're doing, she assumes that she's part of that plan. So I think I'm gonna say not the asshole, but I don't know. I think this is a fifth. I think there's gonna be like some people are gonna say yes, some people are gonna say no, but I'm gonna say no. Again, there's more to it, and I'm not going to go into this. I'm just going to say no. Correct, not yes. Okay, fair enough. So C results, I got it. Apparently, I was wrong with this one. I still kind of read that, but yeah. I mean, I saw I'm a little bit mixed on the first one. I mean, I think these can be like debated with all the comments. A lot of people have great points that I did not read through everything, but they got good points. Just that again, based on like my 5 minutes of reading this and thinking out loud, I think it's not really the asshole. Maybe not such a great thing to do, or like better to discuss with your wife, or have better communication about that. But I still don't think like specifically that means that he's an asshole per se. But again, these are all just quick ones. Okay, so do we have time for a quick mode? Okay, but we don't have because I only have 7 minutes left, and I want to get the comments because we have a lot of comments from yesterday's video. Aha. Okay, let's go to Edwards first. We're gonna do logically. I will of course leave the link to this Am I the Asshole Guesser game if you want to try it out. I'll put the link in the description. You can give it a go. You might not be into this kind of thing. It's not really my usual game, but I just saw it on Playland and I thought it was kind of interesting. And I love reading these stories and trying to guess what people think. And anyway, Edward, you did Tret Scion Cycle. That's really good. Okay, damn. Okay, after Scion just getting Cycle, that's awesome. See, my first thought on turn 3 was belch, which is also a good word, but I wanted to see if there was something a little less ick. Okay, fair enough. Cycle it is. Okay, cool. I mean, it's interesting the way your mind works, and you got it in 3. Excellent, excellent. Wordle Calco gave me a good laugh. Unlike Wordle Bot, it does not consider celeb to be a likely answer. Oh, but I think celeb is good. It's a very popular shortening of celebrity, isn't it? I would say so. He said, so what? So no, sorry. So what eval word does it recommend for me? Celeb. Damn. So they don't think it's a likely answer, but they feel like might as well use it as an eval. It's got good letters. It is. I don't know yet. The humor is lost on a bot. Indeed. Wasted. If that turned out to be the solution, a human would be celeb would be the answer, but it is a good eval word. Wait, what? LMAO, exactly. Biggest difficulty 4 out of 5. Okay, no surprise the top mistake was the rainbow red herring of Bell Cookie Mason tip. Jar! Damn, I missed it. Yes, I totally missed it because I saw the browser thing and I totally booked Cookie out and took it away and I did not. Yeah, there was something else about the Mason thing, right? I should have known there's something else about the Mason that it's red herringy or rainbow herringy. The purple free blank connection was a tough one, I think. Yeah, it did seem a bit tough. I feel like I agree with you as well. With those being the forwards I hadn't yet assigned a connection to, I was assuming they would constitute the purple category. I hit enter and realized I had not yet figured out what the connection was. Oh no, no excuse, just a silly mistake. You were just too excited to get the purple. You just not spending too much time on thinking about what it actually was that purple. No harm though. I mixed up green and blue, so reverse rainbow was none of the cards anyway. That's a shame. Alright, let's move on to Glacier Breeze's comment. You did slant, riled, okay, quell, and cycle. Ooh, quell is a good word. I like that. I don't know if they've done that before. Let me just check. They might not have, because I'm assuming you're using it because they haven't done that before. Okay, so it hasn't been used before, but I like it. I like the way you think. about that. Okay, so that's cool. Nicely done on identifying the answer so speakingly despite the nasty silent L. Thank you. I didn't realize I did it quickly, did I? Okay, I must have if you said it. It's one of those words I used to mess up in word clones. Exactly! That cycle is so nasty. Though unfortunately I managed to break out of my cycle of misery before it came up in the real game today. Nice one. Wordlebot wasn't as happy with my second guess 97 skill as it did on hard mode 99, which is surprising since L's were the hard letters to pinpoint the position thereof, so it should be something to do earlier on. Yes, exactly, because considering that, we're going to place it right. Ral simply revealed an E, leaving a staggering 12 possibilities. I came up with all of them, including some outside of the original answers, except one. Loop. That's the one that yeah, in terms of like glass, like for those, like they look through like the jewel, right? Like those, what do you call those? Those jewelry people, jewelers. They look at they I don't know. There's a word that they sort of like look through the thing and they assess, not assess, but you know what I mean. Okay, they're doing that thing. Okay, I'm just annoyed because the word feels like it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember what it's called. So yeah. At this point, there was no voting 5. Quell initially seemed like a poor choice for the queue, but it was the bot's top pick. I figured it would single out Bugle, Leggy, Leech, and Cavell. Interesting. Okay, and only 3 50 50 Bool, Jewel, Whelp, and Cycle Home. I believed myself into entering it since Jewel and Whelp aren't on the answer list. Jewel's not on the answer list? Interesting. Whelp as well. Isn't that a word that I'm not saying that the most common, but it's common-ish. We've had weirder, so why it's not on the answer list. Okay, and Home was used in 2025. Forgot that as well. And hey, they're expected to be unused. There's something satisfying about receiving a luck score nearly half the player average, 30 versus 55, but still taking 3 instead average 4.1. Oops, sorry for going on like that. That's okay. I mean, I love that the way your brain is thinking and sharing all of this stuff, that a lot of things that I didn't think of. But yeah, it's always good when you're getting a really good luck score. Very good. Well, not a really good luck score. It's more like in the sense you need less luck because you're using more of the skill, right? I think that's but yeah, it's awesome. Average 4.1, fail 4.5. Similarly to yesterday, cycle contains 3 common letters C, L, and E, and is absent of traps. I really don't believe there's a whole lot of people who haven't heard of cycle, so the high fail rate must be blamed on the rather challenging pattern. Exactly. I don't think it's the fact that it's an uncommon word. It's just extremely common word. I think it's just the formation is such an interesting one that people just, even in the Wordle clones and myself as well, and we often struggle to think of it as seeing like, what is this word going to be? Like, where is it going to go? Right? Javier C1206 said, train, solid, and cycle. Grade 3. I mean, the first one was really good already because you got the C and the E in place. Because I love it. Crane is one of my favorite starting words. I think it is my favorite starting word. And then solid was a really solid second guess. And there you go. It sealed it. You got the I. I know you got the L. And that I think pretty much gave it to you because you already ruled out A, O, and I. So you figured out, okay, if there's another vowel in there, it could either be a U or a Y, and make more sense with the Y. So really good 3 guess solved there. Okay, Rob Siva says, took me 5 to get cycle. Oof. Yeah, as I said, tricky cycle. Sometimes you get a bit lucky, you get the 3. Sometimes you need a little bit more, you get 5. Yeah, was a tough one indeed. I agree. You said, Sam, if English being your second language, I'm guessing you've learned. Okay, I'm gonna say that word because I don't want to. I don't want to say it wrong right now. But okay, learned that word thyme. You can read it from reading it as opposed to hearing it. I said to be corrected by others, but just note that it is pronounced the same as the word time, at least in my lifelong experience. Okay, so a couple of interesting things here. So thank you, Rob, for your comment. It's very interesting. I read it. So okay, first let's set the record straight here. English is my first language. And what I mean by that is that yes, I mean I born and raised in Malaysia, Malaysian parents and everything. It's just that I do consider, I mean, I feel like factually it is my first language, my mother tongue, if you're going to use that word, because when I was born, the first language that my parents spoke to me was English. I mean, English was not their first language, but they do use it a lot of each other. And so they spoke to me that language first, rather than any of our other like local languages, which I learned later on through like exposure, absorption, going to school, of course, and that kind of thing. So I would say actually English is my first language. It's just that I am not a native English speaker from a, a country where you would say like, I mean, there are obviously like linguistic terms for it, but okay, how much time do I have left? Because 46 seconds, okay, I can't even get into it, but you know what I mean. I mean, I come from a country that English is not really like, I don't think it's our official language. I can't remember anyway, but or maybe it is one official language. But anyway, English is my first language. But yes, but interesting. So as I was saying about this, oh god, I only have 30 seconds. I've got to be quick here. So I do want to get Clara's comment. Okay, so here, so as you see, it is also time and also time. which I mean, you can click on it and announce it. So I would say that there are several pronunciations for it. Maybe I'm used to hearing it in the British pronunciation, but that's just me, or it could just be also me hearing it from or knowing it from reading. So that's that. Thank you, Clara. Good job, you did it. And yes, Ice Age is very old. Thank you, and goodbye, all.